I can't really see the top of this, but it's totally fine. You're reading all the comments. How are you today? It's really high. Oh, perfect setup there. Okay, so what I did is I went ahead and did not trim the nails or anything because I'm going to act as if this is actually your client, okay? When I do a free form, I always hold on me. Center this. I always cut their nail all the way off. I never leave a little bit of nail there. I know a lot of people need to leave some for a guide. Now on Sally, she'll have a little bit nail left there, and I'll explain when I get there. But what I like to do is really take in the side. So I'm going to kind of demo what I'm talking about. So on a person, you would cut off her free edge, right? I typically would use nippers to do that, but I'm going to do two different ones and show you here. Then I'll go ahead and trim these. So we're gonna do like a medium length, like not real long, but longer than the active ones we did. And we're going to do like a like a soft almond or extreme oval. You could call it whichever one you would like with a squoval nail. Okay, so now that I have all these trimmed, now by the way, if you do not own these, they're the best. They're the Mehaz nippers. They're sharp as razors. My favorite. This pair is actually a new pair. I really only use it for this and for my gel. Like you'll see me trim it with it. I do not cut toenails with it or fingernails with it. I like nippers for that, actually. So, okay, so now let me zoom in a little. I'm just gonna kind of hone in on these two. And what I'm going to do is typically we'll say her nail bed's kind of round here. Let me start this one first. So here, take it down, and then you're going to kind of just bring it to her sidewall, right? Okay, I'm gonna make sure you could see this. Now, this one's how I typically do it. So what I typically do is I file on the side of her sidewall, like my sidewall ends right here. So, but my nail bed starts here. So I have a deep smile line. So I file all the way to where my sidewall stops. Now I'm going to do my nails. I've wore these probably almost a couple weeks. It's been fun, but it's time for a change. Stay tuned. Anyways, so I always bring it in from here, even if I'm going to do a square shape on them. I hope that makes sense. If not, drop it down and Eric will answer your question. So let's say right here is where her sidewall starts. See how I can't go any further under there and it starts free edge from there. I'm always going to bring in her nail. This is the most valuable tip I could give you for a nail not looking too bulky and for it not breaking. Because a lot of times people, let me show you this, same length of nail, but look how wide this is already set up. All this here, her sidewall stops right there. See how far I could put my finger under? So why are you going to bring it from here and she's going to have a wider fingernail? So people try to bring it in thinner on the sides after you apply the product. And what that does is make it very thin, closer to the natural nail, which will create kind of a crack there. And they typically will lose it or crack it or hurt themselves. If you bring it in here, you see all this negative space right here, like where there's all this right here. Like if I put this here, see where if I put this here, you have just a very little here, negative space here, you have a ton. That's all going to be product that you could pinch it as thin as you want or tight as you want, or you could shape her fingernail to where they look long and slender, especially if they have a really chunky hand or like just bigger nail beds. Our job is to make them look as flattering as you can. So I'm always going to come in like this. That is a huge tip. Okay. So those of you watching, stay tuned. This is going to be packed with information. So what I'm going to do is just come here and do you see how I hold my finger here? So I'm breaking this down slowly. So then that way you could actually see how I work. And then I put my thumb here, or you could come this way, whatever is more comfortable for you. But you could see the blue part of the nail while I'm filing. I'm not kind of going everywhere with it. So now check out what this looks like. Two little neighbors. And if she has a square nail bed, I still file to where her sidewall starts and stops. So see, look how high mine go. but yet my nail bed ends right here. I have a very long, slender nail bed. So I don't have to worry about this so much on mine, even though I do it because I have a longer nail bed and nail. Not everybody has that, and it's our job to get it that way. So I didn't want to do it to all of them. I wanted to just show you those two. But two of these are going to be the same shape, and two of these are going to be the same shape. And the reason why I do two in a row, it will help you get it in a pattern to where if you need to refer back to this shape, you could go straight to it or to the other. And this is a video for the future. It's always going to be on our page. You could refer back to it for, I don't like to call it back to basics. I like to call it like your foundation and your fundamentals. So every time you go back to it, you're always gonna see something, oh my gosh, I'm not doing that anymore. So if you're on the struggle bus for a while and you're like, I just don't know what's going on, it could be a few things. It could be maybe you're not going back to basics and you're focusing more on all this art out there. Okay. So this is Sally and she's kind of thick. Her fake nail, her plastic's thick. So I'm gonna thin it out. I don't do this on a client because their nails are not thick like Sally's. And if it was naturally, I probably would just use my e-file, but I want to prep how I want you to prep. I'm just going to kind of thin it out on the free edge. So what this is going to do, I'm going to show you down the barrel right now what this did. So I'm going to zoom way out right here. See the different thicknesses of her nail? That's unnecessary. So that's what I'm thinning out. Okay. You could see it better when I go like this too. I kind of don't like when you could see through that. But when I do the training hand, I do this. Okay, so now let's dust her off so you could see it. Okay, so my client's hands are always facing to my right side. So now we're going to start with prep. Let me grab my e-file. Okay, so the bit I'm going to start with, here's all my bits. Again, this is from Gemini Cosmetics. I like cute things on my station like this. I also have one like this, very cute here with me. This is my sanitation. I just took them out of it and put them in this one because these are the ones I'm going to use on her. So I'm going to get my arbor band. Again, these are from Gemini Cosmetics. They are 150 grit medium. I love these ones. Very nice. Put this on. Move this to the side. Nice to have a bit on here. Alrighty, so I like to put this in. And then I'm going to show you right here. I never push here because you'll short out your file. I come here and push down, and then it comes out straight. I know some mentors work with it like this. I work with mine out. It's more comfortable for me, and it's easier for me to get my shape in and prep faster. So what I'm going to do is push back her cuticles. Now, when you watch my live videos, you see how important this is. If I skipped this step, say on the hook nails or the nails that weren't that you need like have a lot of cuticle. Even if you don't, you're going to have protein growth here. If you want to see a real person, watch a couple of my last videos lives and you'll see what I'm talking about. But I always push back the cuticle. This isn't designed to take it off. It's designed to show you where it's at. Now this is my OG magic wand. I've had this like probably 20 years. I'm not even kidding. So this one's my OG. I used to take off my sharp edges here. I have my rose gold one right here, which is beautiful as well. So if you're using this, it works the same way. And then I get this part because on your sides is where you have the most protein growth. Okay, my nails need to be done right now. So I'm going to show you something, okay? So let's check this nail out right here. So I'm going to push it back. And I don't have bad cuticles because I take care of them. Okay, now look right here when I do this. See all this white flake up? See all this white flake up? All of that is cuticle protein growth. Okay, so when you drag it over it, you're going to see where it stops and starts. Everywhere it's white is where there's skin that you would go over maybe once or twice and you wouldn't get it off. Where there's a lot of skin, like this finger right here, this is my finger I hold everything with. This finger here, watch how much I get on this one. Hold on, let me get this one. Easier for me to grip. So I'm just giving you an example, so watch what I'm doing. And it's hard for me to say straight on here, but you'll get the gist of it. Okay, this is perfect example. So right here and right here, check out all this, how white this is going to get. See that? All that white there, that's all that I'll have to pass through like 3 or 4 times in this corner to get all of my skin out to where I have that perfect bond. But notice I have zero lifting. You see my seal, how tight everything is. That's because I prep like this. Now let me condition it back because I can't handle a little crusty nail like that. So let's go ahead and put a little bit of oil. Let it help a sister out a minute. Okay. So after that, I am going to go into my 150 file, my arbor band, which is on my mandrel. I'm putting it to 12,000 and I'm getting my dust extractor. This, I just dropped this and it's going, oh well, it's turning. I have had the dropsies lately. Okay, so I'm going to put this sideways because it's easier for me to work. See how I kind of put it sideways instead of straight. So my arm could just relax right here. Let me a little better. Now I'm going to put this on, not on 12, I'm going to put it on 5,000 RPM. I'm going to pick up her finger here and you'll notice I just maneuver here and move her how I want to. My left hand helps me so much and I want you to pay attention to this. This is how I see a lot of people work. They'll usually get like this and they start right here and they're like, you could already see my posture of my hands, not to say less my body. You can't see that, but my shoulders are super high to get tight. And I'm coming in here like this. There's a point where it hides it. See, you can't even see what you're doing. If you're right here, this hand is going to help me by moving her down. See how you can see everything right here? Moving her like this and moving her here. So this hand just has the job of doing the movement. These have to work together for no damage to the nail, keeping the bit parallel to the natural nail with an easy flow for your client. Well, how do I turn off that light? Hold it. There you go. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to come right here. Baby circles around the cuticle area. Baby, oops, hold on. Baby circles, baby circles, baby circles. Tickle through the rest. Now, all that, remember all that cuticle I had on this finger right here? So what we're going to do is we're going to go over it again. No pressure. Again, I'm not putting pressure. It's turning 5,000 times a minute and it's doing the work for me. Now, right here was a little more. Maybe I might hit here and here and my prep is done. So the first time I went around, it touched my skin, textured it, right? Like my cuticle. It's your protein growth, cuticle, pterygium, all the same thing. It's just all growth there at your cuticle area. Now, the second time I did, most of it came off here, but I almost hit the natural nail here. The third time I remove the skin, prep the natural nail, move the skin and prep the natural nail. Does that make sense? It should, because I will repeat it. Okay, so now we're going to flow through this. Baby circles around the cuticle area. Now I'm in zone 1. I'm in zone 2 and I'm in zone 3. She has a longer nail, so you don't see me try to use zone 1. This is zone 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3. You don't see me trying to use one on all of it. That's when people start prepping like this. And when you prep like this, look at all the negative traces you get. Do you see that? You're going to be there a while going over spots you necessarily don't have to. So if you're enjoying this, smash the like button. Thank you guys for joining us today. Hope you enjoyed this. Sorry, I was looking at the chat. Oh, and look at what happened. Oh, look at. Ooh, I thought it was running weird. That's okay. That happens sometimes. It's scary though when it's on a client because sometimes it flies off and you're like, what just happened? Okay, no problem. Let's put another one on. I thought I saw a little imperfection in one of these here. Okay. But as you could see right here, the little negative faces. So I'm going to come right here. Oh, this is writing so smooth. Okay, so I'm just going to act it like she has a lot of cuticles. And I'm going to go over her sides again. Done. Okay, cuticle area, cuticle area, cuticle area. See my left hand pivoting her? My right hand's just doing this and making sure it's flat on it. My left hand is putting it in the direction I could see well, okay? So I'm going to prep it all the way through. I'm in zone two into three, sometimes just to two. It just depends on who you're working at. Sometimes you're just at one and two. When your nail's this length, you'll probably just get to one and two because that's how big your nail is, if that makes sense. Okay. So now I'm going to turn this off. Let's say she has more cuticle. I would go into the square bit. Refer back to a live video on a real client, especially the hook nail. She has probably my worst case of cuticle next to a nail biter, and she's not a nail biter. And the reason why nail biters have such cuticle stuck to their nail is when your hands are always in water, bartenders have that too, or when your hands are always in your mouth, your cuticles don't get a chance to grow away from the nail bed. Okay, so anybody who's a nail and is trying to overcompensate to protect your nail and to grow out as fast as it can. So there's a lot of things that factor into that. Okay. So what I'm going to do from here is dust these nails off towards me, and it's Sally, so I have to dust the sides of her. And if she's a sweaty palm or her forms don't stay on, go ahead and do that on your clients. You're fine. If there's any little shavings left, like little scraggler thin pieces, it's mostly on Sally. But if someone has really thin nail beds, sometimes their nail bed looks like it shreds in a spot. Like it kind of has little slivers of that. You would just take it and then finish in the same direction. Same direction. Then that way, like go back and forth and follow through, go back and forth and follow through. Okay. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you'll come across it one day and you'll be like, aha, that's what she was talking about. Okay, so now I'm going to go into swipe to change my pH balance and my nail. I never skip these steps. I've done nails a long time and I still go back to my fundamentals. This is our fundamentals, okay? So I'm extracting it towards me. Could I use a swipe pad? I could, but that means I'm touching swipe a lot and I don't want to touch it as much as least as I have to, okay? So let's go ahead and get rid of this. It has some little bit of dust on it. So I am going to go into protein bond. Between this whole prep I'm showing you is the most superior prep I've ever had in my career. I've tried many different ways, many different products. This is the best bond and the most simplest bond that you could do. So go and you could use it with any brand. Okay, let me go a tad bit closer. So now what I'm going to do, well, no, I'll stay out. So I'm going to come right here. And I'll do like a little circular motion, start at the bottom, work my way up, bottom. Oops, this one's getting empty. I'm almost done with my bottle. Now, I don't know what that is. It came like that. It's not glitter and I haven't used it, but this set of nails have had a little thing in all of it right there. I think it's just made in the nail. I've had a few like that. And I can't file it out. So I see it on the other side too. So I'm just going to leave it. We'll pretend she has a birthmark there in her nail. I've actually seen people with tattoo like through there now, and imagine how painful that would be, like, little markings in there. That must be a whole different thing, I don't know. But the nail does grow out, I've seen it, like, on the surface, which is cool, it's kinda like a nail, you change the look. Um, Interesting. Hold on, there's a little fuzz here. Oh, you're so welcome. What was her name? Jadina. Thank you, Jadina. Eric just read me your comment, and you know what, girl? 15 years and still learning, you're going to learn every year now. Just stick with me. You got this. Everyone. I constantly learn myself too. And thank you for finding me. I'm so happy you did. Okay, so my forms now. I'm going to get four out. Now, these are medium length. Like, this is a length that a lot of people wear. As long as I wear mine sometimes, I wear them about to there sometimes. I have clients like that, but that's not your average client. Your average client's shorter to like this length that I'm doing is probably your typical, like they could function and still feel they're long. Let me turn up my fan a little. If you want to open that for circulation, you can. Oh, look, I have a habit of this. On a person, I always do that because see how it won't fit my knuckle here? If I kept it I'm glad I did that. I could fit it perfect here, but if it's on here, let me just put this on here like I didn't tear it apart. I can't, it's gonna be like a hook nail. It forces you to have a hook. Okay, it's a little more dramatic because I squeezed it a little, but you have to tear them off on a person. Now, Sally, this thing won't stay on there. So I don't do it on my training hand, but I wanted to, I'm glad I did that so I could show you the difference as to why we tear off the back. And it's such a habit because I typically work on clients, although I have been working on Sally too a lot lately. I got a little break from her working on a couple of my clients live. So I almost ripped it again. So here, it just has to touch the tip, or if there's no nail there, it just has to be parallel with the nail. But on Sally, I'm going to go in a tad bit, okay? So I'm not going to pinch these yet. I'm just going to put my forms on. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to form my first shape right here, and then I'll go into my second shape because it's harder to do all forms at once. So I'll do this one, these two, and I like two in a row so you could just see the beauty of it. When you do a bunch of randos everywhere, random ones, it's kind of like looks like not uniform. So I think two of the same shape is nice. So this one's going to be our, you could call it a soft almond because I am going to kind of bring it in, or you could call it you could call it a tapered oval, whatever you want to call it. They're both pretty much the same. And slightly European too, because a lot of Europeans, I add that little velvet flare. I call that shape the velvet shape. I named it myself. I like it on my menu. I think it's super sexy. I've been doing it more now than ever. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to build out just nude nails as if my client's wearing nude. I'm not going to use clear sculptor. I'm going to build out in a color, okay? But I decided I'll make it fun and use concealer blush in the tube instead of just pink like I did last time. And I'll use concealer pink in the pot so you could see the two different colors and how you work both of them. So one nail I'm going to do in this and the other nail I'm going to do in this. Okay. And don't forget to smash the like button. Thank you so much for your support and time on our channel. I'm in love with you guys hanging out. Okay. So this is Concealer Pink by Young Nails or whatever brand you like to use. Take your nude color because I already have Protein Bond in the perfect prep. I'm going to take a drink of my matcha. I'm kind of hooked on matcha right now. So now let's get a brush. Okay, so I have a few brushes here. These two are perfect. So let me see what this one is all about. Okay, I'm going to show you the difference in my brushes, okay? Let me zoom in and put my hand here. This one's brand new and this one's not. So you see how my tip is more dominant on this side? And I've wore it out a lot here because this is full Kolinsky. This still will work good, but the pointier you have it, the way I do nails and how I show you, the easier it is to whip it in the corners. Some of you ended up getting this and told me it was a game changer. This is your least expensive brush too, or one of your least expensive in Young Nails. It's your Master Gel brush and it is the wood handle one. It does not have a cap though, but I just love the point in it. Love, love it. So I wanted to show you that. So I'm going to come right here. We'll do blue today. Why not? Again, this is also from Gemini Cosmetics. They have these all the time and multiple kinds. Now, right here, Sally's hand, I'm going to put just another little gel thing under her hand. I'll show you what I'm doing. If some of you train and she's too heavy handed, put just a acrylic thing or a gel thing right here in her hand. Your forms won't move. Okay. That's just a little trick on a person. No, don't do that. It doesn't work. So let's see. The first one I will do. Oh, I got to show you what I'm doing. So when I pick up my product, I just wiped it off right now. When I come in, you could even see my divot, how I went in kind of at an angle. I didn't come in straight. A lot of people make the mistake about coming here and trying to get it out, and then They have gel on both sides and then they go in for more and more. And then before you know it, it's on top of their bristles and everything. I did this. I'm not bagging on you. Trust me. I was just sticky everywhere. And I'm like, I don't know if I like this gel thing, but I actually love this gel thing now. So I ended up falling in love with it. Let me wipe this off real quick. So how I'm going to go in is I'm going to come right here and I'm going to come, notice how it's a pinch brush, how that's your skinny part and this is your flat part. You're always going to work on one side of your flat part. A lot of people too do not, you need to pay attention to that. Don't come in on your side. Your product's going to go all here and it's going to be on both sides and it's going to be hard for you. Like you're like, what's going on? My last nail was doing good. You have to pay attention to these basic little things we are doing to build the nail, okay? Or your fundamentals. Okay, so I'm going to do the flat part. Indication, if it says writing right here, it is flat right there. So a lot of times I just glance to see the writing and I know it's there. Okay, so I'm going to come in sideways, come up, circle it, and I have 0 on this side right here. Okay, so that is too much for your extension, but I just wanted to show you how much you actually could get on. Let's wipe this right here. So how much do you need for your extension? Very little. So literally, I'll just come in like this, and this is actually plenty. Okay. So I'm going to move this to the side, move her back a tad bit. Now we're doing a medium nail, so we're going to pinch about two, three, right there to 3, because she has a long nail bed. Let's say her nail bed ends here, you guys. Then pinching at, you would probably pinch at like a little higher up, depending for the length to come over her free edge. But that'll be a different class, okay? Like seriously, like I'll have to work on somebody with little nail beds and do a pointer with that. I'm going to be on the lookout for that. So I pinched to here because this is a medium length for her nail. Okay, so I'm going to come right here and I'm going to get it off my brush. So I'm going to do it, then I'm going to show you sideways, okay? Or actually, I'll show you now. Let me wipe this off and then I'll do it right. So from the side, I'm going to set it here and then I get it off my brush and I'm right here. See how my product's in front of me? And then I'm going to work it. And as I work it, I pivot my brush and get it in that corner. Okay, once I get in the corner, I'm going to pivot my brush this way and come through here. Okay, that was a great view. Was that a great view? Okay, all righty. Okay, help us get to 100 likes today, you guys. I'm so excited for it. Okay, so now I'm going to do it. I did it sideways so you could literally see how I get it off and you could watch how I pivot. Okay, now you're going to see it from the top. So I'm going to get that amount again on that same side, right? On one side only. Then I'm going to set it down here and just kind of bounce it and get your brush behind your product. Once it's behind your product, you work on top of it, not in it. Right here, it's going to be, you can't really see where you're going. So that's when you start pivoting. Once you start pivoting, see how you could have that whole view all the way to where her sidewall stops right there. Stop your movement, come through, go straight again. Take off a little bit more off your brush because there was some on there. See that? Take that over there. Now watch as I pivot, pivot, pivot. See how you could see this perfectly? Now stop your movement because if you go fast, see how it's going to come out of your corner? Stop your movement so it stays and then follow through. When you follow through here, you're going to bring it straight. Lightly touch it light as a feather, light as a feather. And this length is going to be beautiful. This is a really pretty classy lake. Okay, I'm going to wipe my brush. Okay, so right here, I'm going to come backwards a little so I make sure it's connected. See how it connected beautifully? You barely saw it. I was almost completely out of view. I apologize. I'll come right here and come up. Okay, wipe it off back and forth again. See my brush, how I'm wiping it? Back and forth. Now I'm going to start right here and come in and look, I'm not attacking it. I'm slightly bringing it up and bringing it up to the dark parts of my brush because that's what's going to feather it off. Okay, so what I mean by dark parts, if you see my brush, my tip is the darkest part of my brush. Right now it all looks dark, but see how it's darker? that is how you're going to detail your work. Okay, I kind of made it a little more narrower than I wanted, but let's come right here because I don't want a point. I want it soft velvet. But do you see how I come in and I lightly, lightly touch wherever, like lightly touch, lightly, lightly. Okay. So since I touched that and I didn't need to, let me clean it again. No problem. There's something in there. You know what? You see that? That's a sliver of a nail. See how I used my nippers? Don't go in and try to use your brush because it's just going to mess it all up. So let me go right here. Now this one, you got some real detail in it because I totally had to make some adjustments, but that's perfect because that's real life. It's not always every nail going to work out the same way, but it's not wrong. So I'm going to flash set her. Now notice I'm going around where it's at. Okay, that's enough for her to stay on. Okay, to harden. It's not fully cured, but it's hardened. That's what I want. Now I'm going to go in my tube. And we're going to use concealer blush. It'll have a little sparkle in our life today. So you could see the two colors. Now this, let me put my form back on. And they're going to be the same length, same everything. I'm just using two different tubes. So let's see where she is here. And I did tell 3 on her. Perfect. Okay, so let's come in with our tube. And with our tube, what I do is I start right here and I squeeze until it hits my free edge. See how I hit the free edge? Then quit squeezing, break away. Okay, it's sitting right there. Then what I'm going to do with my brush, see how I see the white end? That's my flat part. The opposite side of that right there, I am going to connect my brush, come through here and create the same thing I just did. Pivot my brush where my product's up to the sky, the ceiling, connect it. Now I'm going to come back here, pivot, 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 connect it, then bring it down. This is actually so fun once you get the rhythm of it. Okay, so let me move this here so you can see what I'm doing. Wipe your brush back and forth always. And you notice it's not in the same spot all the time. If you're in the same spot all the time, you're not wiping off anything. There is gel on your brush still. So come right here, lay it down flat, and bring her forward. Lay her down flat here, bring it forward. Okay, let's compare these two. I want to make sure they're pretty much the same. They are beautiful, just different color. So now let's flash set her. Now, a lot of times I do this on my client and flash set her here because I don't trust him going under the light. A lot of my clients are trained already. If this is your range of your light, right? And this is your space, say from here to here, I don't want them going and setting it on here. Let me just show you for real. If this is your light here, let me zoom out. Hold on. Okay, if this is your light here, I don't want them going in like this and they push on it, their forms are going to move. I tell them to float in here. I turn the light on for them, they go in and they float. That's not going to mess up your form. And I tell them, do that so your nails are straight. We're on a time schedule, they can't go crooked. So just do this so they come out straight. That is a great tip. My clients are trained. They don't want a crooked nail. I could tell you that right now. So they will listen. Okay, so now I'm left with this, and I get the question, why don't you put base first? Some people do, it's up to you. I like to eliminate some steps. When I first started, I'll be honest, I was so nervous this wouldn't stick on. I was a complete acrylic girl that I would base all 10, cure it with the form on, then extend it, then base again to connect. That wasn't wrong. And yes, they stayed on, but once I started doing this, I saved like 5 more minutes. So time is money. And that's what we're here to do is make some money. Some of you are just saving money by doing your own nails, which both are beautiful. It all boils down to time and money. Carrie K. Thank you so much for telling. What was your name again? Kay? Carrie. Thank you, Carrie, for your comment. This means so much to me. Like I said, I'm saving you money too and time. You're not going into into your nail girl. But thank you for choosing me for your education. It's just the beginning. This year is going to be fun. You'll go for the ride with us this year for sure. Okay, so I just put a little lotion on my hands. It's a habit. So now I'm going to get my base out and have my base gel right here. It is Young Nail Synergy Base, and I'm going to base the entire thing. So I'm sticking to one shape segment. I'm not doing two at once, okay? It would be faster to do that, but this makes more sense. So you could refer to one, okay? So I start in the middle. See, there's something in my gel. There we go. And then look at the bristles of my brush. Still using the signature part. Boom, flat. I have my product on this side. Okay, so always using it on the flat part. Come here. And I am not floating. If I'm floating, you see my bristles? When I'm pressing, they spread apart. And while you're pressing, this isn't designed for thickness. It's designed to weave into the prepped nail. You're basically putting pressure for it to go in all those grooves to anchor on with a sticky layer to your next step. Okay, now here's a little trick. We're going to turn her sideways. Let me just get a good view for you. Okay, do you see that little negative space right there? That happens sometimes. This one, not so much, right? When you're doing all 10 nails, that may happen. It's not necessarily because I use two different gels, it's just the flow of gel. So this one I played with a little longer than this one, so this didn't have time to set. So what I do, I'm going to show you sideways. I get a little bit of base here. And I go like this, and I bring it across, and it's fixed. See that? Okay, so I showed you from the side. Now I'm going to come right here, light touch, no pressure, bring it across, and it filled in that spot. So now I'm going to, let me just flash that her a minute so she doesn't drip anywhere. She's not going to drip, but I'm going to cure this for 30 seconds. Just let me put my stuff to the side that I don't need to stay in frame. Okay, so I'm going to put her under the light. Actually, I'm going to do it the way I usually do it. Why am I making my job harder? Come straight this way. When I would never have my light on my side, but when I train with Sally, I do. Let me turn her on for 30 seconds, and it must stay for 30 seconds, okay? 30 seconds is the magic number for the perfect cure to add onto it with base. It's still going to get cure time as you build because she's going in and out of the light periodically. I have hiccups for sure today. Okay, do I have any questions at all? I love being able to get live on with you guys because I'm in the UK. Yay, and this is a great time for UK. I was just saying that on our podcast today. I can't read her name though. Is it Saxa? I'm normally asleep when you're live at night. Girl, I'm gonna change it up for you. We have another live tomorrow at the same time. It's nine. It's Twitch at 7:30 a.m. here and 9:30 Pacific Standard Time AM here. Convert it to your time and join us. We're having a giveaway tomorrow too. It's the vibe with MJ and Eric. Eric will put it in our little thing to share it with you. Gigi. Hi, Gigi. I'm going to text you after this, girl. Completely. So I was thinking of using Gigi as my model this week. Possibly. I'm going to see when I could do it because she wears all fiber gel. So it would be cool for you to see me work on her. She's an esthetician here from Chicago. Okay. Gigi Green. Okay, where's my little thing? Let's get So now what I'm gonna do is I'll use like my little spatula or something. These are usually open. Okay. So I want you right here where the nail meets, right where the nail meets the product. This is where I must have cured some gel on here because it didn't come off in sanitation. I'll have to pick it off. Um, don't do it here. You have no strength and you'll put pressure here and your tip will pop off. So if you put some pressure here and you put some pressure here, see how it comes off beautifully? Okay, so put pressure here and put pressure here, and there you go. And you're left with your extension. Now, remember I told you earlier I use these for my sidewalls. Okay, so look here how it's a little jaggedy. get a little. So I will come right here. It's not even that bad, but and engage, and you see how straight that is because it's a straight edge. Now on shorter nails or such high arches, you'll have to get this. And what I do is I push down, so it's like me going like this and pushing down, coming up under. See how I push my skin down with this here, so I know I'm not cutting into her skin. Come here, then engage. Okay, so I'm going to come right here. I'm lined up, engage, and look how straight that sidewall is. Okay. Now I'm heavy-handed on this side. This side's a lot lower. Okay. So I'll come right here, and you don't have to do this, but why I do this, wherever they're sticky, your product's going to keep going to. So if you have a wide nail or you're wide right here, guess what? You're going to have to file all that and figure out how to get that shape in. So everything I'm showing you right now is going to lead you up all the way to e-filing and finish filing with the least effort. You don't like that's going to go the most smoothest. It looks so good. So now I'm going to come here. This one's almost perfect. So I'm going to come right here. And I'm going to zoom out right now. I just want them to see this close. I'm always heavy-handed on my right side. It's my dominant side, so I really get it. Add a little oomph to it or something. Okay, so thank you for pressing the like button, you guys. Get us to 100 today. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is we're going to go into building. Let me zoom out a little. Okay, so concealer pink again. Now, when I'm picking up product, it's going to be just like I did for my free edge, but I need to pick up much more because my first round, I need to achieve getting it all around the perimeter of the nail and everywhere I want the product. I don't want to have to keep adding in spots everywhere. I do not care about the thickness at this point. If I get it in, great. If I don't get it in, I'll get it in a second round. But the first round, ideally, it'll be the most smoothest and easiest to work with if you do it like this. So what I'm going to do is come in. You see the writing right here, flat part, pick it up, circular motion. Let me show you how much I have. Okay, move this out of the way a little. So now I'm going to come right here and see how I not right at the cuticle, but I set it down and then I bend her down so I could see where she's going to the cuticle. As soon as I get it there, I start pivoting here. So my brush is going like this. My fingers are rolling. Okay. Do not keep it straight because your product will keep rolling. So I'll explain that to you in a minute. So see how I'm contouring it? If I stay straight, gel has memory. What it's going to do is it's going to keep flowing in your cuticle area. Does that make sense? So if that's happening to you, you're keeping your brush straight. You need to pivot. See, I pivot here, stop. Now look at my movement. I went from here to here. Okay. My left hand brought her flat. So I came here. That's pretty good. I'm running out of product. So I'm going to come in right here, pick up some more, reconnect it right here with the circular motion and a light touch. See how I whipped it in? Now continue. I'm still pivoting. I'm still pivoting all the way down. If you want a deep smile line, look at your deep smile line. It's pretty crazy. Come in through here. You guys, this is what you're going to use every day of your life. If you're filling it back from a dimension, you're at this part here. This is the full set here, but once you file down to change something, say she had a dimensional now and she's going to nude, this is all you would be doing on top is putting back her product there. I do this all day, every day. Okay, so do you see my angles of where my product is? Do you see here how I bring it out further, melt it in, bring it out a little further, melt it in? Okay, I might want it a little whiter here so I have room to shape. Okay, I love that. So I'm going to move this to the side and I'm just going to cure around her perimeter. Do not leave it in the same spot. She will feel the heat. Keep it moving. The reason why I'm doing the perimeter is I don't want it to move. Now, if this is a client that I've trained already, I turn the light on for her. I say go in, count to 7 or 8, come out for 5 seconds and go back in for 7 and 8, come out and then stay in after that. So what that does is it starts the curing process. You start to feel it come out. Don't, well, the first time you're not going to wait to feel it. You come out, The second time you count about to 8, no more than 10, you come out. So that's 2 times starting it. It starts to turn. The next time you go in, it's still going to turn, but you're not feeling it so close to your nail bed. Okay. So actually feeling, what you're actually feeling is it turning under the light. If you didn't know that, press the like button. And if you knew it and you press the like button, put 100% for me. 100. Just put 100. You don't even have to put the percent. Put $100 sign. That's what I want. No, just kidding. Okay, so now I'm not even going to look at the side of that yet because we're doing our set. Now this is concealer pink, not concealer pink, concealer blush. Okay, so I apply this very different. There's many different ways to do it, and I'll show you two different ways. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is the long way. So not long form, but just a long piece of gel. So I squeeze it till it gets to the cuticle. I keep squeezing, I keep squeezing, I keep squeezing, I keep squeezing, I keep squeezing. Then I don't squeeze anymore right there. I don't squeeze all the way to the end. That looks like a lot of product, right? Well, guess what? It's enough for her entire nail. I don't have to go back in here. So I'm going to come right here and I get it from the side and I circle it all the way into the corner and to the corner and to the corners. And I feel like when you're new, I could get somebody to build a full set in this in one day. Now their shape, they might have to come back, but other than that, it's perfect. Okay. So right here, I was able to get enough product. Now, some people be like, that might burn. It won't burn if you flash set it for her first, or she flash sets it herself, like I explained just a minute ago. So we will help her out with a pin cure, especially if she's a spaz, because I have a client that hits her nails like every appointment. She's the reason why my light is biffed up sometimes, like has little biffs of gel everywhere. My words of choice today are pretty interesting. I don't think I've had that in my vocabulary in a long time. Mm. Okay, so that looks pretty good. I'm just going to come right here. It's a little heavy on this side, and I'm going to come right here, come off and melt it in. And right here, it's not quite as wide, so I'm going to touch right here. Oh, there's fuzz. Hold on. Fuzz isn't my friend. I still see it, but it won't be on the nail because it's on the opposite side of my brush. And you know what? If that fuzz got in there, I would leave it. If I pulled it out, it would take off half of my gel. That gel's going to kick it a few weeks later, and it won't affect your bond. Do not worry about it. Okay, so now I'm going to cure around the perimeter, never keeping it in the same spot, around the perimeter, down the middle, around the perimeter, down the middle now, around the perimeter, down the middle. Now I just did her first round. So she could go in 10 seconds, come out, go back in and finish her cure. Okay, so let's look at this sideways. You see the amount of volume I'm able to get on her hand with the tube. A lot more than one step with this. And I could have went in and got more too, but I just want to show you the differences and the times and the techniques, whatever one works best for you. This here, I'm going to add just a tad bit more. So what I'm going to do is get my pink here, come in, okay. Now I am going to start circling here so it blends in, and then I'm going to slightly bring it down. You could blend it in here. I typically don't even do that because that's for my client for it to look good. It's gonna look good at the end. I typically tell my client right now at this part that now it's gonna look like I don't know what I'm doing and I'm practicing on you, but this is how gel is. It kind of does what it wants, but it files like butter. So they're gonna look like so-and-so's nails or the nails you showed me on my page. So it's kind of comforting for them to know that. See my volume's even now. Now I'm gonna cure her 30 seconds or 1 full minute. Okay. What I'll do is I'll cure her 30 seconds, but if we were done with her, we would do a minute because I'm gonna do the other two a different shape and she's gonna get curing time, okay? Just so we don't have to for a whole minute. I know she's still gonna get cured, but if I was done with applying all 10 nails or all her fingers she has nails, then you would final cure for 1 minute, okay? So I'm gonna close my concealer pink in the pot. Did it have 30? I don't think it turned on, but let's see. Don't know. I better double check it to make sure. Okay, so I don't know why I shut my pink all the way because I'm going to build with it again, right? Okay, so let's come down here. Okay, beeper. That light wants to talk the whole time to me when I use it. Okay, I need two forms. Let me get this little thing under here so Sally doesn't flop everywhere. Alrighty, so now this is going to be a squoval now. This is, if you don't know what a squoval shape is, it's a cross between a square and an oval with a slight taper and just really soft on the end, like super soft on the end. And it looks nice from every direction. I feel like these are two conservative, longer shapes, like most people would pick. You have kind of blacked out a second. Did you see that? It's delayed. I said I blacked out and came to. Okay, let's pinch. Another thing is pinching even. Do you see how I pinched even there? Now when I come right here, um, alrighty. So now what I'm going to do, and I would normally take off the back. So, um, okay, let's come right here. Now we're talking nails here, getting in the thick of this. Okay, so we have two of these. Alrighty. So now this is going to be squoval, but I'm going to do the same length. Okay, so you could see the difference of what it's going to make her hand look like or what it's going to be like. Uh, okay, so now I'm going to come right here and I'm going to pinch it to 4. Okay, instead of 3. Okay, so now let me get my concealer pink gel. Sometimes. Okay, concealer pink. All right, so now let's start this one. Now, oops, I'll just leave that one off. I'll put it back on. See what I mean about Sally not wanting to hold on? It's because she's rubber. So we'll come right here. So what I'm going to do is pick up again, just a reminder to you guys that, hold on, I got a little gel there. Look at the signature and look at the flat part. That's where you're going to pick up from, okay? So let's come in. I'm gonna do my application. The next one, I'll let them see me pick it up. Thank you. So come right here. Is that an okay view right there? Let me see. Oh, that's way close. That's way delayed. Okay. That's weird how you need to put a thing here I could see because my phone's not accurate on there. No wonder you've been telling me. Okay. To me, this looks good here. Okay. Well, remind me when it's there because I can't see that. Okay, so I'll come right here, get it in front of my brush, and then come over, twist it. See how I'm kind of pivoting my brush, connect it. Don't worry about your length yet. Worry about getting it around the perimeter. Okay. Is my mom's the same on hers, of you? Okay. So now what I'm going to do is bring it down straight, kind of taper in, slight taper in. Bring it in here, slight taper it in, and then I'm gonna square it off. Okay. If it looks a little bulky, I think I'm gonna come down a little so I could get my shape in tighter because this is my foundation. You see how I lightly touch it? So what I'm gonna do is bring it down a little further, and then I'm gonna wipe off further back so it's thinner. See how thin my free edge and how much tighter it is now? Okay, now I'm wiping back and forth on here, and I'm gonna make sure my sides are really clean. Oops, I wiped off a little. Oopsie daisy, put a little bit more on there. Okay, so I squared that off right there, okay? So what I'm going to do now Flash set this. Okay. Now let's go into our blush and put our form on. Let me see where I'm at in this view here. It's so weird. The picture is way different than here. Hold on, I'm looking at it now. I'm making sure I'm in the middle. I'm gonna put a mark on my thing so I know. Okay, I see. There we go. The weirdest thing. Like, look at my phone and look at that. Sorry, guys. It's fine. I'm just making sure I'm in the right spot. Yeah, that's crazy. Because look at my phone. It looks like I have a ton of room. Yeah. I just thought it was because your phone rang. Okay, so I'm going to squeeze right here to here. Now I'm going to show you with this and not the brush. Okay. So I'm going to come right here. This forces you to be very light-handed. Okay. Take some of this product over here. Now, I don't do it like this much, but there's some people who do. And if I had to and didn't have a brush, I'd be able to build her nail with this. Okay. Now, I would recommend cleaning up with the brush if you needed to, but look at you could actually do this whole thing with this if it's easier or faster for you. Okay, then what I'll do now, this you don't really have to know how to maneuver your brush. You're just tightening it up. As long as you're doing it on the flat side, remember you wipe it on a flat side. And let me make sure I'm in the same spot. Okay. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is kind of butt it up and slowly bring it down. Butt it up and see I'm kind of tapering it a little bit. Okay. Now I'm going to come in here and square it off. I do it really square. Even though I'm going to go squivel, square helps me to get it straight. It's just kind of like my marks I have, and it's just a little tip I do. I soften it when I file. Okay, this looks really good. So it's a little wide. I'm going to go in a tad bit thinner. See the difference what I just did? Now watch this too. See how much tighter I got it in? I really like that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is flash set this. It's the weirdest thing. Let me see my mom's phone real quick. The same spot. Okay, I'm going to have your phone here to make sure I'm right. Sometimes it's glitchy on here. Okay, no problem at all though. I'm going to go into base gel now. Now I can roll faster that I have this phone here and know I'll be in view for you guys. Okay, so it's just going to be different when I file. Come in here. Actually have enough base. I'm going to put some on my neighbor because I had so much. Okay, let's come right here. All righty. So now I'm going to wipe my brush and I'm going to cure this really quick. Okay, I'm going to cure this 30 seconds. Get rid of my base. All right, where is my light? Come back up here for 30 seconds. Let's get rolling. 30 seconds, please. Wipe this while she's under really quick. Get it ready for my building. All righty. All righty. Okay, good enough right now. It's on there. Let's take this form on and let's just roll now. Let's go ahead and take off this back end, take off this back end, push right here, then pinch and go underneath and it comes right off. Pinch right here or push right here, pinch underneath. And now let's do her shape. So I'm right here. Now Scoval is a little softer, so I will come in here and here, but I'm going to keep this square because it helps me. And actually, this is a really pretty shape here. Super pretty shape, even just like that. So I get my sides. Let me get my sides really tight. The tighter you get your sides, the tighter your application's going to be. This one looks a little bulky. There we go. But you could see where this product is all the way up here. That is a perfect example of that's where you could pinch it how you want. Do you see how I was able to pinch her in further here because I filed out her side? Now I filed her side into where her sidewall ends. So it let me have that illusion of it and bring it in tighter there. Okay. Huge tip, huge tip. All these little tips you don't see until you're ready for it. Until you're having the issues I'm talking about, then you're like, I just need help. And you know what? You're spending your time getting it. So I'm going to come in right here, come in here and square this off, clean it up a little. I did this one a little shorter than that one, but it's totally fine. Not much more. But what I did is I did taper it a little more than this side, but I'll show you how they'll come out the same. I'm not even worried about it. I'm not even going to try to get it there all the way. I'm just going to leave it like this because I could file it in. Okay. So now let's build the body with this one. I want to see how far that goes on here. That's better. Okay, I like that. Okay, so I'm going to put this here. Now I'm going to cover the entire nail. So now I'm going to come here, get the product in front of my brush, do a circular motion, bring it to one side. Do you see my balance on my finger, how I'm holding her and I'm balancing on myself? Do you see how all her product is contour in the middle where her apex needs to be? So what I'm doing is I'm isolating it more like cleaner on the sides and having the majority of my bulk in the middle. Okay, so let's get a little bit more product. When you need a little bit more product, you reconnect right here and then you bring it and continue. See how it melts in? You can't see where you stopped and started. And then come down. See how I'm pivoting my brush where my product is facing her nail at all times where I'm wanting it to go. You never see my brush go like this with my product. I have nothing to leave behind on on that side. It all needs to be facing her nail, his nail, her nail, its nail, whatever, wherever you're putting it on. So it's come right here. So right here. Alrighty. There we go. So now I'm going to cure around the perimeter. Let's help her not burn. Righty, guys. Thank you for hopping on here. So what I'm doing is from start to finish a application of a medium length nail, probably typically one of the most popular, and I'm using tube gel and gel in the pot as well. So in this case, and this one I'm going to use blush, Synergy blush. Now I'm going to use, I'll use this differently than I used here, okay? So what I'm going to do is that this is going to be my applicator. Let me clean my tip off a little so you can see it more. So I'm not going to use my brush for the application of this. I'm going to do it all with the tube. Here I did my tube and used all brush, right? So here I'm going to squeeze. Okay, now I'm going to circle it. Same way I do my brush. Okay, come back here in the middle, squeeze. Go on top of my product, circle it, circle it, circle it. See how my left hand's pivoting her finger? Squeeze right here in the middle, circle it, connect it. Now let's go into our smile lines. Light touch, light touch, light touch. I'm not squeezing. I'm gonna tell you what I'm squeezing. I'm perfecting right now, okay? So right here, I'm gonna squeeze. Let's circle it so it connects. Let's come back. Use your end of one side, Come here and use your end of the other. It's much faster with a brush to me, but this is faster to some people. So I got to show you both ways. So see where I'm at? Okay, let's squeeze again, connect, circular motion, come down and finish it with the smile line all the way down. And I'll show you how I finish it off with this shape. Okay, I'm not squeezing anything. I'm using the remainder. Let's see. Come right here, come square, come right here, come square, square it off, come right here, square it off. Okay, if you want to use your tool to make sure everything's straight, go ahead and do that. So I didn't use my brush at all. Okay. There's many different ways. With this video, there's going to be a way that works best for you. Thank you guys for showing your appreciation by smashing the like button. What happened? 50 bucks, Tammy. Oh my God, I want to cry right now. Thank you, love. Thank you. Thank you. You're an angel. Oh my gosh. Okay. So look at the side here, and you're on all my platforms. You're awesome. I enjoy communicating with you. Thank you for giving me the support and the love, and I love watching you grow. Thank you for your time and spending your personal time with us. Okay, so now let's look at it from the side. Okay, right here, I feel like I could put just a little bit more here. Here, I feel like it's pretty good. I just add a little, it's a little shallow right there. So let's do this one first. Bring your concealer pink out. My gosh, so awesome. I love our vibe tribe. So what I'm going to do here is just add a little. So I'm going to circle it and come through here. And then I'm going to fill in that little side. Okay, wipe my brush. Now here, let's see. I'll add a tad bit through here. So, okay, we're not using the brush with this, right? So this is going to look a little different. I'm going to show you how I do it. I'll come here and I'll circle it, get it like where I need it. See that? Then I lighten my touch and I just fill it in. Sorry, guys, I went off screen. So I get it on. Let me wipe it off so I could show you again. Hold on. Because I went off screen. I apologize. And let me stay right there. So see right here on the side, I'm going to kind of squeeze it right here, kind of circle it while I'm doing it. So it kind of levels it out. And come through here. See how I built it up and through here, light touch, light touch. This one, you're not even using a brush. You're just getting it on there. But you can. Let's say, why sit here and play with it? Actually, if I did that, that looks a hot mess, but it's high enough. You could trust it. Trust me, you can. Or you could come in with your brush and lightly touch it so it's pretty for your client. But honestly, your file will do that. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is final cure the both of these for 1 full minute, and then we're going to get into straight up filing tip. Okay. Breaking it down to where you could get that great shape in. Hold on, let me make these straighter. Put it right there. So that could be my main thing because I'll always, and you could put the line to here. He's just making a line for me because for some reason, it's not right on. I'm gonna do 60 seconds. Oh, I have it off. It's kind of off on the video, but that happens. Okay, thank you. They don't need to see the line. I just need to see it. Thank you. I appreciate you. Okay. And then on this one, I'm filing. So if I have it here, I could always look back at it. No, on there. Just make the line more dominant. And then I'll thank you, Tammy. She said, "You're so welcome." No, thank you. You're worth every minute. Thank you. My gosh, that's so awesome. Yay. Okay. There we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is file all this together. And these are all medium length nails. These are not considered really long. It's just extended a little bit. Actually, the extension's about my nails. I really need to do my nails, and I'm going to. I've done a lot of stuff. Here, thank you. So now I'm using, let me show you what I'm using. I'm using Swipe to change my pH balance. Okay. I'm still on here. That's your phone. You're not messing up mine. You scared me. You guys, Eric and I are figuring out a few things, and, something happened to his YouTube. I'm like, what are you doing? But I see you're still here, so I'm good. Thank you for helping me getting centered. Because for some reason, sometimes our lives go off to the side a little. So put your phone back there and let me see. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my X cut. Now, when you're a beginner, or even if you're not a beginner and you've been doing those a few years or a long time, you could continue to use the safety bit. I think the safety bit is amazing. However, I feel like you're a lot faster with the squared off X cut. This is my favorite, so I'm going to go into this, but you use them the same way. Okay, so let me come right here and see where I could center this. Great. I just want to see where the hand's at while I'm doing this. I'm gonna really have to stand for right here. I got this, you guys. So now the same thing. I like this out a little bit more. Yeah, that's fine. No, that's perfect. I'm cool because I could see the picture on your phone. I appreciate you. Thank you. So now I'm putting it on 12,000 RPM. Okay, hold on. This is a little advanced. What I was going to do, I was going to go straight into filing. I feel like you should come in and maybe get your sides right here first. Let me put my chair up a little. When you use a dust extractor, make sure you move your chair up so you're sitting properly and your shoulders aren't going to burn. So see how I put pressure here with one hand and then straight with the file, utilizing the whole part of the file, you could kind of see the brown part. Brown. It's not brown, it's blue, MJ. Okay, so let me show you here what I'm doing. So this is 4-point filing. So let me see in this if you could see this. Hold on, I'm pausing for a minute because I have to check myself. Perfect. Okay, let me move my finger away. Do you see all that hanging right there? That right there that's hanging down here, I need to file off. So I'm going to start at the lowest point and file straight up till I meet right here with my sidewall. So do you see how that looks now? Watch, let's dust it off. Look at how straight this looks now. Okay. Okay, perfect. I'm just making sure my points are good. So I have a key spot here. Right here's my spot. Do that to your other side here. So I'm at 4. So I did 1, 2, 3, 4. Now 5. Okay. Oops, I'm shaking everything up here. You know what? I don't think this nail was under there cured right. She must have been bent. Look at right here. Dang, I should have seen her positioning. It's okay, really quick. I'll fix it. If your client does this, this is what you do. Because sometimes that's like her fingernail went in like this, like, and it didn't get a proper cure. It's not messed up, but I could tell because it's too soft. Okay, so what I'm going to do is come in here. I would stop right here. I'm kind of glad this happened because if you're like, why is this not cured? She was under. She could, it happens on the thumb a lot because people go in like this. There's no lights on this end. It has to be up like this for it to cure. And this happens to me typically. I get to my thumb last. So I'm like, it's not cured. So I do what I'm showing you now. This is such a huge tip. I do what I'm doing now, and then I'll go into the other side. Okay, so I'm very glad this happened. Didn't cure right, not a problem. It'll still cure. Just put some grooves in here. That made sense because I kind of saw a little gel on my thing and I'm like, what was that? Okay, so let me get my brush. I am going to swipe it again just because I want to ensure. And I'm actually so happy this happened because you guys, like, you need to know what to do with it. So what I'm going to do is once it dries, it's not even a problem. There's no stress, but there will be a problem if you don't add. Okay, so I did wipe off a lot of it because it didn't cure all the way. Not a problem. It still will fully cure through. Okay, so this was my tube gel. So let me show you what I'm talking about. You could see kind of how it didn't cure that great, and everywhere I added came off. That didn't cure at all good in there, but this one cured amazing. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of repeat this a little and put a little bit here. I'm gonna bring her here because this one I didn't use the brush, but I would use the brush for to fix it. Typically, it's easy, but if you don't want to, you could still use this. I need a little more volume. Okay, so now let's distribute it everywhere we need it. Light touch, light touch, light touch. Oops, I got heavy-handed. Light touch, light touch, light touch. Now the process doesn't have to be pretty, it just needs to be in all the right spots. Remember that. Okay, see how I have everything connected again? Let me put a tad bit there. Boop. That looks good. So when this happens, it's going to cost you a few minutes, but that's okay. What keeps them coming back is your perfectionism and like we're being perfectionist kind of, or I should say your consistency is what I should say. Your consistency of making sure their nails are how you want them to be. So I'm gonna have to do it 1 full minute, so we'll chit chat 1 minute, okay? I don't have another hand to go to. Oh, I just caught her finger. I know exactly what happened. But I thought I like went like this in there. So let's just do 60 seconds and we'll chat a minute. I could see the chat now. All right. We're almost to 100 likes, huh? Yay. Sorry, you guys, for that hiccup, but honestly, I'm happy I did it. Totally happy. Okay. I'm gonna come in here. Got this. Get ready for my next one. But I'm never really just sitting here because there's always something to do on another hand, right? Even if it's filing, if I already filed the others, I'd get my file and start filing. I'm always in motion, okay? Did that stay on the whole time? Did you guys see it? The light? Because you know, I'm gonna do it again because I don't think it stayed on. Ooh, what's happening with my light? It might be dying. No, it says it has full bars. Don't be kidding me, light. Your lights are seriously so important. So important because that's what fully cures your gel. You don't fully cure your gel, it's not going to perform the right way. Okay, you're going to be repairing nails, they're going to be breaking. That's why it's important to, on the bottom of your light, put a note or a date of when you bought it. If all you do is gel all day and your book solid, you need new lights for sure every 6 months. Now that's what the nail's supposed to look like, right? Okay. So I filed my sides and I saw we needed to add, not a big deal. So now what I'm going to do is go into 12,000 RPM and we're going to start filing our shape. Okay. So let's start here first. So Sally's a little stiff, but I'm going to show you exactly, make sure I'm on frame. Okay, perfect. So what I'm going to do is come in right here, no pressure, right? No pressure at all, just contact and see how it fixes it for me pretty nice. Okay, now I'm going to come up over the cuticle area. Okay, as I come up the cuticle area from your side view, kind of shows you how high my gel is and where I need to file. That's why I like to start at my cuticle area because it gives me an indication of how much product I actually have. I'm going to file from zone 1 to 3, I mean from 1 to 2. And then I like to go 3 2 to keep my apex in. That's just how I do it. Sometimes we see Greg or like Karen, they go all the way through. That's the way they do it. It's the same thing. I'm achieving the same thing, broke up a different way. Okay. See. Okay. Come right here. Now I am going to file right here. No pressure. Okay. No pressure. Just contact from zone 1 to 3. And I'm going slow because I want you to see the progress of what I've done once I'm there. Okay. Look at right here now. I did it until I liked my arch here. Okay, so see how good my fingers in the way, how it kind of blended in very nice. Now it's thicker here. I'm going to go 3 to 2. Okay, so now look at it right here, and I might put slight pressure right here and kind of come up underneath with it. Now that gets me there fast. So see that bulk? Now I'm going to blend that into zone 2. All right, so check out my side view. And I'm just making sure there's a delay, so I need to show you really quick. All right, see that? See how nice that shape's coming in now? And earlier, like compared to this one, okay, you'll see how I get this one into shape. Just trust the process. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come straight up and down here. So if you notice, I'm balancing my finger here. Your finger doesn't have to be on the side. I'm gonna kind of go backwards with this. You can see how I'm resting my finger here. Okay, so when I'm resting here, I kind of roll it wherever I need it. And I'm going to put my thumb up like this so I could see down the barrel. And I'm going to make contact and get my thick part on my side in. Do not put pressure because it'll all come off. I'm almost done filing with this. Okay, blend it all in. Now let's check our shape on our side. See, that looks pretty dang good. You have your perfect arch in there. It's pretty tight everywhere. And I don't want to file anymore to fine tune it. I'm going to take care of that with my arbor band. Okay. So now let's do this one. We had to come back and add, right? So let's come right here, lightly touch it, lightly touch it. And the reason why I'm able to go back and forth with it is I'm touching it so light. Like, look at my skin when I do this. That's enough to file the gel. It's crazy. That's why I love gel so much. It's a very easy to shape with the e-file when you're not putting so much pressure. Plus, it's more relaxing for your client. Okay, so I'm going to spin it out here a little. Come right here. It still looks like it's hanging, and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Yep. So if you line it up here, you see that little hang? I'm going to see if you could see it. It might be a little too low. Can you guys see it? Okay. So what I'm going to do is take my e-file and just come right here instead of using, because I use an X cut, it takes place of my e-file. See that? Okay. So I'm going to come to this side and see if I need to tighten it. This side's pretty good. So I'm not worried about that. Now remember, I built this whole nail without a brush. I used entirely the tube. So I showed you multiple ways of being successful with application. So now what I'm going to do, once I like my shape a little and I'm kind of comparing it to my neighbor a little. So you see the width right here. I am coming in and trying to match it a little and then bring the length the same and come up under. So once it's pretty close, I'm going to come right here and I am going to go around the cuticle. Look at what my left hand's doing with my right hand. It's actually pivoting, moving my client's finger. So I'm going to secure my cuticle area and I'm going to come back and show you. Now this, I have a lot more product than the other one, a lot. I used my tube and I was squeezing it and distributing it, but honestly, it's not too much. I rather have kind of slurry to me. I rather have too much product than not enough because then I'll have to come and add. This is where it's the thickness. So now I'm going to focus on zone 1 into 2, go back to zone 1 into 2, and then go back again. It's pretty thick. Okay, so check this out now. See how it's getting better? Okay, so now what I'm going to do is 3 to 2. Okay, now I'm going to follow all the way through right here. Let's go back down to 3. I'm going to go on 2 to 1. Why am I doing this? Because it's still thick back there and I can see where I need to get it. So now let's pick up our neighbor and let's compare them, okay? You see the thickness of these two? You put it in a spot you can see. So this is a little more bulky through here. This is a little more sleek. That tells me this needs to be filed more. So I'm going to come in right here first and blend it in. Let's come right here. Use the back end of zone 3 into 2 and come right here. Let's look at them here. It's a little more wide, so I'm going to narrow it in, blend her in, blend her in, bring this side up. So I lightly touch it, okay? Now they're looking like they're related, right? They're in the same family. Okay, now here I feel like I need to get more of it with my arbor band, okay? So I'm filing them both at the same time because application is easier to narrow it down. So I'm going to file them at the same time now. Now this, I'm not going to file my sides. I'm just going to go straight into my e-file. Now look right here. So I will touch it right here. Now that touches your skin right here. That's me filing my own nail. See that? It does not hurt. Now I'll tell my client, I communicate, you're going to feel my bit touch you. It's going to touch you kind of like this, or I'll show her on me. Don't get scared. I'm just getting really close to your side, but not close where it's going to cut you. Kind of building their trust. Okay, so once I have that secured, so zone 1 to 2, going back and forth, 1 to 2. Okay, so see this right here? So I need a little bit more here. 3 to 2. Okay, that still looks really thick to me. So I'm going to go 3 again. I could put slight pressure. Let me show you. Thank you guys for hitting 100 likes. This is awesome. Yay! Let's celebrate the small things in life. Okay, so do you see how I'm utilizing my e-file? Like, you never see me like struggling all the way everywhere. If this end is the closest to zone 3, I'm going to touch it with zone 3. Right here is closest to 2. Right here is closest to 1. If you're left-handed, it's opposite. It's 3, 2, 1, right? Thank you guys so much. I scored today. Yay. After this, Eric and I are going on a field trip to the strip for our next 2 videos. I can't wait to bring them to you. Okay, so that looks pretty nice. Okay, so let's come in. The soft shape. Come here. I think I might want to bring it in a tad bit more here, a little bit softer here. Oh, I like that a lot better. So that means it's a little whiter here, or thicker, I should say. Bring it in, and I'm going to kind of bring it up at the tip. Bring it up at the tip. Oh, that's so much more softer. So let's copy that one on this one. Let's go around the cuticle area. Let's check this out. They look pretty close in shape. I have a little bit of a heavier side on this side. So what I'm going to do now, look it down the barrel right here, or not the barrel, the side view. And I am going to file right here. So see how you don't see my bit disappear? You see me going for it, but my eyes are looking at her fingernail, not even my bit. It's like when you drive a car and you see ahead you're going to be turning, your hand naturally goes there. It's the same thing with e-filing. Same exact. Work your way back to 2, zone 2. Now let's check them out. They need to be related in shape and everything. That one's a little humpy there. Let's bring it down. I like this. Get to the other. So you always have one to refer to. Ooh, I'm digging that. That looks really nice. Really, really nice. Look from the top. Okay, let's look right here. Let me dust this off so you guys can see what I'm saying. Now, when you use a dust extractor, it gets dusty because it's sucking downward. So it's not in it's not even on my hands anywhere else. Look at it's just in all of where it's sucking. So at least it doesn't come on in your face, on your clothes. Remember, I only use this on Sally. I would never use this on a person because it holds too many oils. So do you see right here how the shape's a little off a little? Okay, let's come right here. Come right here. Let's match it. So what I'm doing is matching it to my neighbor. So I'm bringing my sides up where I need them. You have to remember the training hand is peach. So it's always, when you do a nail, it's always really light around all here, a little lighter than where you have your most bulk. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is file all these. I'll start right here. I'm going to come right here. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm going to go into my arbor band. I don't have time to file all these. I'm going to go straight into my arbor band and fix all these. So I'm gonna come right here, and I'm just gonna kind of like how I prep. Just a light touch, and this is gonna fine tune everything really, really nice. Oh yeah, this is pretty. Now I'm gonna start kind of getting it close to my skull bowl shape. I'm gonna come up under like this. See how it softened up just a tad bit. Don't put pressure, it'll flip. Okay. So I still have my point. Come in here. Ooh, Javina, what did she say? After watching MJ for Young Male for years, she gave me the confidence. She's the best educator there is. Thank you, Javina. Thank you for finding my channel. And thank you for communicating with us. This gives me so much feedback, and thank you for the compliment and spending your time on our page. Okay. So what I'm going to do from here is make sure, let's bring it in a little bit more because we're going to swivel these out. And I want my free edge very tight. So I'm going to come up with my file. Okay, so global, I finished my shape with the hand file. Okay, so we'll come back to that one. Let's come right here. What a great group. Thank you guys for spending your time on our page and pressing the like button to let me know. And all your comments and compliments are huge to me. It helps me to bring you more or idea of what to teach you. So this, I'm not putting any pressure. I'm just kind of gliding. Okay, come here, come up a little with this. Right here. Okay, let's compare these two. This one's a little bit longer and a little bit wider. So see how I fixed it with this? Very easy. Okay, now I'm gonna look at this client profile because this nail looks so weird to me. I'm gonna get a little bit of my file here because it's really wide. I'm gonna try to match it here a little. And I do this in salon, it's not a problem. It's part of the process. Okay, so now we're gonna do this. Let me see if I'm centered. So now I have to make these look alike. So I'm gonna come in right here, lightly touch it. And this is not to be really, really sharp shape. It's to be very soft, very soft. Sorry guys, let me get over let me come right here. My view's off, so I have to stop and make sure it is centered. What I'm seeing on my phone's a little different or a lot different than what you guys see in the frame. So it's not always like that. It happens to me. So like once a week it comes out. But, okay, so see how these are starting to look more like. Okay, now this side needs to come in a little. So this is just kind of techniques I do to soften the nail and to bring it in and make sure they're straight. Is that going to show? Okay, very hard. Okay, so now let's come right here. Let's turn this off. Now we are going to hand file. Okay, I'm not all the way done with cuticle work either. We are almost done though. And I'll show you a few new colors that maybe you'll be attracted to add to your collection. Okay, so now I'm going to come in here. Now this shape, this is like a Greg shape. Very signature, global. I love his shape. So come in through here, go around the cuticle area, follow through. Then you're going to kind of come up with the file. Hold on, let me make sure she's in here. See how I kind of come up a little with it? So it kind of, let me show you, softens it. And then you're going to come right here, kind of come up, and then you're going to come up from underneath and file like this. And it's going to soften that shape. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is look down the barrel, get it really tight, thin in there. Okay, let's do this on this one again. Come up our side here. And his shape, I love this shape because it's not a huge arch, but plenty. It just kind of, it's a very, very soft square look, and I love it. I think it's beautiful. So see how it's softening all up here? You could even bring it in a little more and narrow it. So now let's pull this out. Now I'm going to make sure these two are the same. I'm going to shape these two first, and then I'll go to the other. So see how it's starting to soften up? Let me wait for the frame. Um, okay, perfect. So I could tell here I need to file down a little more, just blend it in a tad bit, come up right here. So all I'm doing is getting my side end tighter. See this? Okay, there's that right here. It's a little thick here. Let's thin it out. Notice I'm not going to town filing. I'm just kind of maneuvering my file wherever I need to file with. And this shape is the softest shape, softest square ever. It's called global. Come in a little bit more. Let's make it even softer. Oh, I love it. It's so soft and pretty. Okay, so I am gonna make this side match the other side. Let's see, is it a good view, babe? Can you tell? Let me move my chair. Come up under and on top, up under and on top. Oh my gosh, that's such a cute shape. I haven't done this shape in a while. I do it on really short nails too, like a scribble. It makes it so soft, but it's very edgy when you keep your shape really square, square. It's definitely a style or a type of person that will wear one or the other. But you have to know a few shapes. See, this just really softens the finger and softens the nail. When my mom would go more square, I would shape her nails like this. Okay, so now when I come this way, make sure everything's even. It is. Let me come in a little bit more. I'm gonna fine tune it a little more. Sally takes a little more than a real person. You guys see me work on a real person. I get there a lot faster, but I can move her skin and everything. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure it's straight now, and I'm not gonna file when I'm on the other end. Oh, very, very cool. Okay, I like it a lot. So there's this shape. The only thing I would do is the tip right here is I would come in with my X cut. And I do this on my square nails or this shape all the time. So let me show you what I'm doing first. Try not to pop her off. Okay, see the thickness here? I got to make sure. I got to wait to see what they see. You can kind of see the thickness right here, like right there. So what I do, I'm going to show you sideways what I'm doing. I'm coming up like this at this angle with just the tip, okay? But I'm going to do it right here, and I'm going to come here. Oh, that I'm gonna show you the difference. I don't think that was a great view last time, so let me try here. Okay, that's a pretty good view. See the difference in this? See how tight my free edge is there? And then look at this one. Okay, so I'm gonna come in right here. That looks great. So now what I'm gonna do here on this other one is I'm gonna come in. Oh, well, her nail's gonna fly out because she's Sally, of course. Good thing that doesn't happen to our clients. That would kind of suck. But it'd be cool if they could drop off their nails and come back and get them later, literally. But I guess if you do press-ons, you could do that. I like visiting with them. Okay, so all I'm doing is fine tuning this, and then I'm gonna come up kind of like a Scoville too. See what I'm doing like the Scoville? So that's gonna make it that velvet shape. See how soft it is from the side? I love this shape. This shape is super sexy and super popular. Okay, let's do this one. We're almost done here. Now, it doesn't take me this long in salon, but when I'm teaching it and breaking down, I go really slow. And the reason being is I want you to catch everything and I want you to be able to refer back to it and it makes sense. And I like to show you multiple ways because not everybody is comfortable doing it the same way. We're all different. So there's many roads that lead to Rome, and this is one of them. As long as you end up with a beautiful result at the end, you will be happy, so will your client be. Okay, client profile. Okay, very soft shape. I'm gonna start here first. I'm gonna do the cuticle work. May look like I'm tearing her up, but I'm not. Just how Sally looks when I file her. Those of you on here, there's a few of you I've worked on. You've actually seen me do this live and on somebody, and some of you are doing it already. But it's just that fine tune. I mean, Eric's here, I could ask him. This is the last thing you get, shaping and fine tuning. Like, even one of my girlfriends, her nails look so good right now, but she's like, they're still not. I'm like, I know what you're missing. I try to tell her, but I'm gonna have to show her. So it's just minor things, minor things. Okay, so see the difference of how I got that really tight and nice. And let's go this side. Do you want to plug in this one? Will you, Eric, plug in that phone for me so I could see my view? Thank you. Yeah, it's gonna die, and that's the only way because my thing's off that I could tell I'm centered. Thank you. Good thing this is a two-man show. Thank you. Oh, I love this shape too. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is come right here, make sure that velvet is on good. So this is a cross between oval, softened edge, right? A cross between an oval and an almond with a slight tip. This is I would consider conservative shapes, but edgy, right? Like still your clients are in style. They're gonna like them. At their job, they're not gonna be like at their law firm with all these crazy pointed nails. But hey, I mean, some people could rock it no matter where they're at. Um, so okay, let's see. Oh, come right here. I'm gonna go to 6,000 RPMs and I'm going to do my cuticle work now. So I'm going to come through here and I'm going to show you actually what it's doing. I hope I'm centered. Now it looks like I'm carving in her nail, but I'm actually flat on her nail because her nail's concave and convex. Or H should be. Am I centered? I thought you were talking to me. Okay. So I always come in, and the reason why I go there, that's like me going here with my skin. Do you see me getting in my skin here? And then coming through here and following through. See how much came off? I just want to do that to all my nails. I think I'm going to before I leave today. I've got to do something to make my nails feel new. And they're not even that grown out, but we do nails, right? So when we do nails, they get messed up from everybody else. That's okay though. It's part of our job to keep them nice. But I actually enjoy it. So see how nice my cuticle work is now? Okay, so now you have confidence when you polish. It's going to look really good around the cuticle. So let me get my brush here. I'm going to dust her off everywhere. Okay, I'm going to go into swipe to change her pH balance. They even clean underneath a lot on their nails. Now that shape is super soft, like super soft. That's a nice medium length. She only has like this much of an extension. but she has a long nail bed. So she has the illusion of having a really long nail because she has a long nail bed. The average nail bed's to like about to here. Sally's is to here. So if her nail bed was to here, then you would probably go to here and it would get this illusion of a longer nail medium. So when you have a long nail bed already, you don't need so much of a free edge if you want a medium length look. Okay, so what I'm going to do from here is go ahead and going to protein bond this, and I'm going to grab a few colors really quick. I am wondering if I should show them. Let me see. I'm going to show you four new colors for the season. I'll do these four. Move this to the side. You could kind of have an indication of them. These are actually by Gotti nails, and I actually really dig the polish line. It's been really fun and nice, and I enjoy it, and been cool. So, oh, this is really off. That's okay. Now I can see where I need to be. Okay, so let's polish these because I think they're all really cool. I mean, I have some other ones too, but these are the ones I've been wanting to see in action. So let's kind of do a, I'll do it in that roll. Okay, so I'm gonna have four different colors of nails, but I'm down with it. You guys excited to see them? So let's come right here. Protein bond, is this necessary? It's added insurance is what it is. So this is just gonna make sure it's gonna bond to the texture, the 150 texture I have on her nail. So it's a 150 grit. Um, It also hides the scratches. So it's just something I started doing because I do a lot of dimensional work and I noticed it hid the scratches. But then once gel polish started coming a thing, I realized it really adheres the gel polish to the nail itself. Okay. Okay. So now I'm going to come in here. Let me clean this off. Maybe I'll take hold on. Let me wipe this off. I got to clean my little, I should just grab another one. Yep. I have one right here. I'll do the pink one instead of having to clean this one off. I have multiple. I go through so many in a day. It's hilarious. Okay, so the first one, let's go. This is called Effervescence Opalescent. This is pretty. I can't wait to see this. I haven't polished it. It's brand new. It's my first time opening it. Oh yeah. I remember I wanted to see this. So the color kind of lightens on some of them on the light colors. This is actually a blue, like, oh my gosh, I'm excited about this one. So what I do with whatever color I'm polishing, I tend to put it right here just in case I need it. And then what I'm going to do is get like a long striper brush. I have one somewhere here. I have medium ones. Hold on, let me get a long one. I have it somewhere here. Okay, here's a longer one. I prefer a longer one when it's a tad bit longer. Now I'll show you what I'm doing. So like this right here. So again, this is Effervescence Opalescent. Oh, so cute. This would be pretty on top of a color too. Holy wow, this is pretty. So I have a black tile here. I'm going to show you what this would look like on a black tile. So see how I kind of just polish, but I don't, when I polish, you don't see me go like this. See how I just wiped off everything I did. Okay. You're going to get it on and then you're going to put a little pressure, go up to your cuticle, pull it down, up to your cuticle sidewall, pull it down with the same light pressure. Okay. If you need to add, come in with this, go around your cuticle area if you need to, around your side if you need to. This is kind of light, so you really don't see it. So when I get to the lighter, the the other color, you'll see it a lot more. Hold on one second. Get your orange wood stick or whatever you have to use. I'm going to put a little bit more here because oops, you can't be on there. Little fuzzies. I don't know where they're coming from because I'm not working with anything fuzzy. Okay, so I like this. So now let's go into my baby's blue. Oh, this color's so cute. This is popular this season. This typical blue and a little bit of brown in it too. It's very pretty. This color is like really soft but really trendy. I can't wait to wear this color. I think it's super cute. It's even by itself, speaks for itself, right? Very trendy. Very, very trendy. Again, now what I'm going to do is wipe off what's on here, and I'm going to lightly get it in my spots, get it as tight to the cuticle as possible, come down. Okay. So now I'm going to take this color, put it right here, and I'm going to bring this through, and I'm going to come right here on my sides and like a liner brush and get it as tight as I can to my free edge. Now, people who have deep pockets on the side, you are going to love this trick because it polishes flawless. This is something else that someone told me recently, and I never seen anybody. It was my hairdresser. I started doing my hairdresser's nails, and she's like, "And I've never seen this before, and I've never seen this machine before." And she's like, "I've got my nails done forever." I'm like, "It's just staying on top of stuff and having a state of the art, cool techniques, colors for them to choose from." And I don't even care that there's like imperfection right there. I just want to make sure it's not a fuzz, and it was. So make sure you get it out. That's so weird. This one fuzz is like, I am going in that nail. I do not care. So now let's go into, oh my gosh, I can't wait. Sleeping Orchid. Oh, that's so pretty. And I have a lighter one than this too. But these colors, I'm feeling these vibes right now. So two blues, one's a very neutral blue. Okay. Oh my God. Now I'm definitely wearing this. I have a lot of this color. I think this color looks better on my skin. I could wear both, but I'm definitely a lavender girl on my skin. I could wear pinks. I could wear almost anything. But this color is going to be cute. I can't wait to do a design with this color. I will be. Stay tuned. Let's put a little of this color here. Now let me show you what I'm getting on the side. See how it's missing on the side right here? Come right here, balance your finger. Come right here. It may look thick at first, but as soon as you come down, it distributes even. See that? Alrighty. So, okay, I had a question on Twitch today, capping the free edge. The only time you see me cap the free edge is for looks. So I came right here because I want to see polish everywhere you look. I don't want to see a negative space. And mind you, I get my nails really tight at the free edge. So you will never see like a thick nail there. Oh my God, I'm in love with this color. Stop it. I hope you guys like it. Okay, this one's amazing too. This one's born and raised in LA. They're talking to us. Let's see. Ah, in love. This color is beautimous. Okay, let me see right here if there's just a hiccup in the nail. No, it's fine. So now I'm going to come right here. Oh my gosh, this is adorable. I will be wearing this for sure too. On my toes for sure. It's funky. I like it. Very trendy. I got a little on her skin. It happens sometimes, but just get it off immediately. Boom. Now let's take our brush. Let me wipe that other stuff and come in through here. And everything's a art with what you're doing, like all the way down to your finishing look. Like everything's detail oriented. And this is what sets you apart from everybody. Don't worry about your timing. Worry about your accuracy. If you need to work on your timing, I'll eventually have a need for speed class, and it'll be like probably like about a 4-hour class. I could break it up in a couple. Then that way I could eliminate all your other habits. Oh my gosh, I'm in love. And see, I polished all these and they haven't moved. Okay. This is a great line. These colors are under $9. So great to add. So now I'm going to come in here And I'm going to cure this for 60 full seconds. I press the timer to make sure, and I am going to polish the other hand while I'm waiting for her. So, very pretty combo, right? Like kind of soft. I have so many new colors that I got to break it down, but I am going to do some really cool, a couple sets of like green that's fashionable, not like green at the end of the rainbow or whatever. I'm just going to make it fashionable so you'll want to wear it with your outfits. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed this. Oh, the last two ombre would be fire. They sure would. I love it. I love it. I love it. So it's so satisfying at this point. Okay. So now let's go over these colors. I'll put this back right here. Now let's go into, it was called, oh, let me open it. Effervescence Opalescent. So cute. Now I'm going to show you this over a darker color too, but even on nude, it is so dang cute. Like the cutest. So cute. Okay, so I'm going to come in right here. Am I centered okay, baby? Okay, let's come in here. Now I'm going to go over with this again because I got a little bit too much on there. So I'm going to kind of even it out, make it all consistent. Oh, I got a little purple there. There must have been purple on my. Don't sneak in there, purple. You can't kick it. You're on the pointer finger. Okay, let's go to the blue. Ah, I'm spilling it. Let's go to my baby's blue. Now I'm going to show you something. See right here? I'm just going to come right here and make sure it's smooth. Because it's cured all already, I could get away with it. Make sure there's nothing on there. See, that fixed it. So, all the little tricks I do to get my nails pretty tight. Okay, now let's go into this blue. Oh, this color, it has like a gray blue in it, kind of like a little bit of it. It is so pretty. It's crazy how many different shades of blue. Now, right here, it's so thin here, but I still come here. Like the finishing touches of this. And it's hard to do all four at once with Sally, but hey, I'm making it. I love it. See, that's a perfect. Oh my gosh, so pretty. Okay, now this lilac color, I can't wait. The Sleeping Orchid, you are beautiful. Let's come in right here. A little piece of product sticking out of her blue, but that's okay. This is a really nice polish. It cures very tight and very nice. These are by Gotti. Gemini Cosmetics carries these. Put code MJAY15 so you could get a discount on your order. Okay, so now let's come in with this here. Let's make sure it's all nice. Perfection. Good job. I'm all talking to myself. This is where your shape comes in. You could see any imperfections. You could see if you needed to file more. So when you practice, don't finish with nude. Polish them a color you could actually see your shape. Like if it's too wide in a spot, it'll show you where you're heavy-handed and where you need to file a little bit more, okay? Born and raised in LA, this colors everything. Has the perfect brightness to it, but yet the perfect depth. Oh, love this. I don't know, I'm a big time purple girl these days. It's crazy, like lavender and certain shades of purple, just in style. I think it's in a lot of clothing right now. So that's probably why I have some purple. But it's been fun. Okay, so I'm going to cure this for 1 full minute. Let me move my little things. Has to be a 1 full minute cure, and we are almost done. 60 seconds. What a great day, you guys. It was so fun hanging out with you all morning long. Those of you that joined us on our podcast, thank you. It was a great way to start our morning and rolling right into a live. Then we're going to go to the strip and we are going to tear it up, my brother, my husband and I. Ooh, look how pretty that is. And get some inspiration for myself to bring it to you. So look out for the next 2 episodes. They're coming your way. Really fun. Check out our one that was just launched last night. That was our, which one was it? Resort World or the Conrad? The Conrad. Ugh, so it's kind of classy but bold at the same time. Yeah. And then I do add a chrome in there. I show you some tips and stuff. So these colors are beautiful. Tiffany, thank you. She said, "You're amazing. And the fact that you love to share all your knowledge about nails is kind and caring and considerate because you don't have to. I thank you, but you do anyway, especially after working a full day. Thank you so much. I love you guys. Seriously, you keep me coming back. You really do. And I'm in this for this year. It is a goal for myself, and I'm going to grow with you guys. And you know what? I may stay forever. So we'll see, but I'm always making goals for myself, and that's one of them. So I will be here with you every week for a year with multiple I can't even talk videos. Maybe it's time to eat now. But I will be here. I'll be square. So let me. Is there the top coat there? So I'll use the top coat that goes with it. Why not? It's a nice top coat. It's a non-wipe, gentle top coat. There's a thick one and a thin one. This is the thin viscosity. He's based out of LA. Awesome guy. Love his stuff. His polish line's great. I will show you his color chart right now while she cures, while Sally cures. Now, this cures to its highest shine in 2 minutes. It's a 1 minute cure, but you have to remember if your gels aren't as shiny as you want it, go 2 minutes while you clean up, and your shine will come right in. Mm. Let's come in this one. Thank you guys for showing your support and love. It's well noticed and appreciated. The February birthstone is coming this week or next week. Let me look at my schedule. I think I might do fiber gel next, or it's going to either be fiber gel on somebody if I could arrange that, or it's going to be the February now because February is almost over. What am I thinking? Okay, if this month is short, so it'll be this week. I'll do it this week. Okay. So I have tomorrow at 9:30. I'll see what I could do there. Have you been liking the burstone nails? I love them. Oh, I only did 60 seconds, and that's fine. It'll be fine because that's what it requires. But what I do when I'm done is sometimes that polish feels like it's stuck on your side here, like you know how you kind of come in right here if it's stuck, and I get my sides really well. So nice. I'm in love. I'm in love. Okay, so here's some new oil too. This is by Kikois, but I'm in love with the bottle. And this is Freesia scent. It was one of my favorite scents. My mom used to make lotion, and I just think it's a gorgeous bottle. I don't know how much they cost. Gemini Cosmetics just sold me one, but they carry the full line of this. I guess there's like 6 more scents going to come out, and it is really rich and moist, just like it says. So I'm gonna put it on me so you guys could see it. But I'm gonna kind of touch up my nails right now, so I don't know why I'm putting it on me, but that's okay. Oh, it's just so nice, and it smells amazing. It feels just like it says. I just read that, rich and moist. That's exactly what it is. So Sally, I'll share some with you. I know you want some oil on you, girl. So I hope you enjoyed this live, you guys, all the way till the end. You stayed and you ended me with a 111. That is so excited. That's one of my favorite number combos. So thank you. So check these out here. See if I could get a good view of them. That's probably the best I could get right now. It's kind of not the best, but dinner right here. Hold on. I'll put it on there. Don't worry. I just got to figure it out right here. Oops. Hold on. I got you. Sorry. Remember my view's off. Oh, yeah, I get that's what it looks like now. So let me put these forward. So what cute colors, right? I hope you guys enjoyed this. I enjoyed you all immensely. Thank you for showing so much love. You're the best. And I'll see you tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. on our Twitch and 9:30 again for our live. Stay tuned. It's either going to be the fiber gel on a real client. Um, and that's really she wears it all the time. Like her nails, she's an esthetician. um, I do her toes too, but, it'll either be that or the February nail, okay? If not, I'll do them one or the other the next time. So thank you. You guys have a beautiful day, and thank you for joining us. Bye.